EcoCollab, founded by architects as a platform to mainstream eco-friendly buildings and to simplify building sustainability for the end users. We deliver energy-efficient buildings by passive design, alternate materials, incorporating renewable energy on site, water and waste management strategies. Our solutions are self-sustaining and decentralized. They are reducing carbon footprint and dependencies on virgin materials and large infrastructure supply chains. We also undertake building energy simulations, green building certifications like ECBC, EDGE, IGBC, and we do LCA analysis, which is life cycle analysis for projects and products. EcoCollab is your one-stop platform for eco-friendly buildings, and there is a surprise, and we deliver this at the price of a conventional one. We will play an introductory video right now. And over to Anamika to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Prateek Tiwari from the Living Greens.
Yeah, thanks, Aru. First of all, welcome to everybody who's joined our webinar today. And it's my great pleasure to introduce our in-house urban organic farming expert, Mr. Prateek Tiwari. He is the founder and CEO of the Living Greens Organics, which is based out of Jaipur, an agriculture engineer and an MBA from IIFT. And in his own words, he is a man with a mad dream of converting rooftops into lush organic farms. Living Greens Organics was founded in 2013, which means they've been working on their vision and changing lives and making an impact, for almost 10 years now. They've covered more than 1 lakh square feet of rooftop space across 15 cities, and they are growing, flourishing, and they have covered 6 cities so far and counting with their city franchise model. So over to Prateek ji, without any further ado. We'd love to hear from you and get an insight into what Living Greens does. Thanks.
Thank you, Anamika. I'm just going to share my screen. Am I clearly audible? Okay. Thank you very much. Namaskar and good evening to all my friends who have joined this webinar. My name is Prateek Tiwari. We're going to talk about urban organic farming. So what really is urban organic farming and what does an urban organic farming company do? We'll dig deeper into that. But very simply put, the mission of urban organic farming, the intention of urban organic farming is to basically convert every single square inch of unutilized urban space into food growing space. That's urban organic farming. And when we say unutilized space, so unutilized space inside the city could be rooftops, it could be balconies, it could be kitchen garden, it could be empty plots, and even farmhouses. But let's take a step back and see, why do we need to convert unutilized spaces into food growing spaces? The fact of the matter is that although I come from Jaipur, Rajasthan, so I can definitely tell you that my city is sizzling. But I think most cities in the country are getting hotter and hotter. The urban heat island effect is definitely rising. That means the heat signature of every city is increasing. Primarily, this is because of the fact that most of the green spaces that historically existed inside the city, they have now been removed and replaced by concrete structures. Now, it's not just about us urban citizens facing the heat. There's another very serious problem, which is caused when the cities become hotter. The other serious problem is that when a city becomes hotter than its immediate proximity areas, then it becomes a low pressure area. And as a low pressure area, it's going to attract all the air-based pollutants that are also in the vicinity of the city. Moreover, because the city is becoming hot and it has become a low pressure area, its own air pollution would not get dissipated simply because the low pressure area is going to attract it back like a magnet. So basically what we are saying is that the cities are becoming unlivable by not only becoming hot, but with their air becoming more and more poisonous. And all these things are interlinked to each other. Now, if we take a look at this picture, one thing that hits us straight is that the rooftops in a city are the largest unutilized space in the city. Now, these rooftops are lying barren, they are exposed, and because of the fact that they are lying barren and exposed, they heat up the building and thus cause an increase in the overall heat signature of the city. And as an urban organic farming company, this is where we focus the most. This is a dream. Our dream is to convert every single rooftop into an organic farm. Today it's an unutilized space. Tomorrow, every single rooftop can produce food. And not only that, with the rooftops getting converted into organic farms, the buildings are going to become cooler. And because the vegetable plants do photosynthesis, there will be an active absorption of carbon dioxide and a simultaneous active production of oxygen. So we are not just talking about producing food, we are also talking about cooling the buildings, and we are also talking about actively sequestering carbon dioxide using plants and producing oxygen. Moreover, if the rooftops of buildings, not just individual homes, but institutional buildings, commercial buildings, and even government buildings, if they can be converted into organic farm, then it can create a huge opportunity for generating employment for all those urban unemployed youth which are migrating from the rural areas and coming into the city every morning looking for employment. Because the good thing is that each one of those unemployed youth has got its root in agriculture. Those youth understand agriculture very well. And if they are given an opportunity to do organic farming inside the city and produce organic vegetables on top of rooftops, then there can be a huge opportunity for skill development and employment generation. Now, let me show you the miracle of urban organic farming. I talk about my city, which is Jaipur in the state of Rajasthan. If we can convert only 10% of the total built up area of Jaipur into organic farms, then I want to show you what miracle can happen. So once again, I'm working with the assumption that only 10% of the built up area of Jaipur, if that is converted into organic farms, see the miracle that happens. The first thing is almost 3,000 metric tons of organic vegetables can be produced. And these 3,000 metric tons of organic vegetables can feed 15,000 families throughout the year. 22,000 square meter of green cover can be created without planting a single tree sapling and without bothering to occupy any ground space under any tree sapling. 22,000 of green cover can be created on the rooftops itself. And this area is equal to 3,000 football fields. 15,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide can be sequestered because plants are actively doing photosynthesis, and during the process of photosynthesis, they are sequestering carbon dioxide and converting that into oxygen. But what does 15,000 metric ton of carbon dioxide sequestration mean? It means that the carbon dioxide created by 3,000 cars can be absorbed by all these organic farms which are there on the rooftop. 8,500 metric tons of oxygen can be produced, which is equal to 200,000 oxygen cylinders of 200,000 cylinders of oxygen. 6,000 organic farms can be created, and this can lead to almost 1,500 unemployed youth receiving employment. Not only receiving employment, they could even be self-employed. They could even be converted into entrepreneurs by handing over rooftop organic farms to them, and they can grow organic vegetables and supply those freshly harvested organic vegetables not just to individual homes, but even to premium restaurants and hotels which are located inside the city. And this is going to be a carbon neutral supply chain, because what is getting all the freshly harvested vegetables that are being harvested from a rooftop, they can be delivered even on a bicycle to the most premium restaurant located inside the city. So we are also talking about creating the world's shortest supply chain of vegetables. On an individual basis, it's not that people have not tried to grow vegetables on their rooftop, but almost all urban growers have faced the same set of problems. For example, they are growing in containers that have got a leaking bottom, because of which there is always a risk of seepage coming under the rooms which are under the rooftop. So leaking bottom containers can cause seepage. Even if you are using a non-leaking bottom container, but if it does not have any drainage, then the problem is that there is going to be waterlogging in that container and the plant is going to dry. The other big problem is that a lot of people, they use wet soil on the rooftop without realizing that the rooftop is not a load-bearing structure. We have to be extremely careful about the fact that wet soil must never be used on the rooftop for growing organic vegetables. There is a great dependence on gardener, and the poor gardener has very, very limited knowledge, or maybe zero knowledge, about how to control pests and diseases in an organic manner. Then a lot of people try and grow too many varieties of plants within a very limited area. Then, of course, for every urban citizen, the problem is that they have very little time. Moreover, they have very little knowledge about when and what to grow. And even if they're interested in growing vegetables, the saplings are also not available. And lastly, there are no support services that are available from a professional company. Now, in order to solve these problems, what we are offering is called a rooftop farming pack. A rooftop farming pack consists of the following components. The first is a portable farming system. A portable farming system is a do-it-yourself home gardening system or a home farming system. It's a modular unit. It can be received in pieces and it can be self-installed by anybody. We call it a complete farming system because once you have installed it, you don't have to go to any shop to buy any components for growing the vegetables. It contains its own soilless organic medium, which is 3 times lighter than soil. And this organic medium is filled in a leak-proof container. This is very, very crucial because, as I've just explained to you, if you are providing irrigation to the plants on a daily basis, but your container is leaking, then you are sure to have seepage problems. So we have designed a leak-proof container intentionally to ensure that there are no seepage problems. Then the portable farming system also has its own drip irrigation system. The intention here is not just to conserve water, but to also ensure that there is no physical drudgery or no physical labor of carrying around a pipe for watering every plant. The drip irrigation system can even be automated. So if you're going on a vacation, then the drip irrigation system can be automated using a simple a very simple digital time. A very important component of this portable farming system is the subsurface drainage system, which ensures that every single drop of extra water is taken out of the system, but it is not allowed to spill over on the surface of the rooftop. It is carried all the way to the drain point located on your rooftop. An amazing thing about the portable farming system, and this is the result of 10 years of research and development, that within this area of the portable farming system, which is 10 feet by 4 feet. So within 40 square feet, we are able to grow 3 times the vegetables as compared to what we would have grown on land in 40 square feet. So that is the portable farming system. But merely the portable farming system would not enable a person or an institution to grow large quantities of vegetables on the rooftop. We need something for plant protection. So for that, we have created this organic input kit, which can control 90% of the pests and diseases. This consists of 3 parts. It has got organic foliar spray. When we say foliar spray, it means these are the sprays that have to be done on the leaves. It has organic root fertilizers, which can be injected through the drip irrigation system. And it also has certain unique biofertilizers, which are required during the mid-season and the end-season stage of any vegetable crop. Besides offering these 2 things, we also offer daily online guidance through an online support system. And we try and offer real-time support to our customers. We have over 1,500 customers spread across 25 cities, and we help them in pest and disease identification. Besides receiving their problem pictures and reacting to those problem pictures by giving recommendations, we also proactively offer information by sharing interculture videos and sowing charts. One very important thing is that our organic expert, at the time of offering online support, any recommendation given by the organic expert is restricted to the contents of the organic input kit only. The organic expert will never say that please go to the market and purchase this particular thing and apply it to the vegetable farmers. Because the organic input kit is a complete kit. All recommendations and all problem solving suggestions given by the organic expert are restricted to the contents of the organic input kit. In some cities, we are offering on-site maintenance. And in fact, in order to offer on-site maintenance to more and more customers across multiple cities, we are now interested in creating our franchisees and expanding our franchisee network to over 30 cities across the country. So these are some of the pictures of the portable farming system. As you can see, these are very modular units. Depending on the space that a person has, any number of these modular units can be installed. And the process of installation is so fast because everything comes with smaller pieces, and the complete system can be installed in a matter of a couple of hours, and it can be done by anybody. In fact, during the pandemic, this was one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people across the country opted for using this portable farming system, because they could receive it at their doorstep and install the entire portable farming system themselves just by referring to a self-installation video. And even the self-installation video is not one long continuous video. It is created in 5 stages. So once you complete stage 1, then you move on to stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and stage 5. What are the economics of rooftop farming? The picture on the left that I've shown to you indicates the cost of organic vegetables that you can buy online. They are ranging all the way from 150 to 200 rupees per kg. And even when we are buying organic vegetables from any online marketplace, there is always that shadow of doubt whether that vegetable is truly organic or not. Then the very big problem is that the vegetable that is being supplied by that company, it is not at all necessary that it is freshly harvested. In fact, from my 22 years of experience, I can go on record and say that these vegetables would be harvested a minimum of 24 hours ago and generally about 48 hours. So any vegetable, even if it is organic and it has been harvested 24 to 48 hours ago, it has completely lost its nutritive content. It's like eating wood. Whether it is organic wood or chemically grown wood doesn't matter. It has it has completely lost its nutritive content. But if you're able to grow vegetables in your own house, then the cost of that vegetables comes to around 90 rupees per kg. And on a commercial scale, if you're growing vegetables, let's say on the rooftop of a factory, on the rooftop of a hospital, on the rooftop of a school, then the same organic vegetable, the cost of that organic vegetables can be brought down to just about 60 to 65 rupees per kg. Economically also, it makes good, strong sense to use your rooftop, whether as an individual house owner or as the owner of a commercial building, and convert it into an organic farm. We also help people to convert their land parcels into organic farms. So whether you have a kitchen garden or a plot or a farmhouse, on the left, this picture that I've shown, this shows a technique called raised bed farming. This is an Israeli technique. It's highly efficient. It's very water efficient. It's very energy efficient. And the best part of this technique is that there is no problem of weeds. There's no extra expenditure of putting labor for de-weeding your farm. And we can get, it's a huge misconception that when you're trying to grow vegetables organically on land, you will get very less yield. That is absolutely not true. The fact of the matter is that when you're trying to grow vegetables organically, you will actually get a higher yield. And the shelf life of the vegetable, not just the quality and the freshness, but even the shelf life of the vegetable would be significantly longer. That means you can store organic vegetables for a much longer time, which also means that the holding capacity of the organic vegetables enables you as a seller to be able to sell your organic vegetables over a much longer duration of time. Now, once again, if you look at the economics of organic farming on land, it's even better. So, what was costing 90 rupees a kg on the rooftop, or on commercial buildings, it was costing about 60 to 65 rupees per kg. On land, it comes to just 40 to 50 rupees per kg. And let me tell you one thing honestly, you're doing a favor on the environment. You're doing a favor on your soil. You are bringing it back to life by switching over to organic farming. I have seen an irony. Day in and day out, I see one irony. And the irony is, I see a lot of rich people. They've got farmhouses worth crores. And yet, they are eating chemically grown vegetables. And in the bargain, they are eating a bit of cancer every day. Why can't they convert their land parcels into organic farms? Besides converting unutilized spaces into food growing spaces, our other focus, our parallel focus, is to use plants for cooling the buildings and for creating oxygen-rich environments inside the building, so that the workspace efficiency of the people working in those buildings can get significantly enhanced. So we also create green walls. We create green walls which are indoor green walls as well as outdoor green walls. Now, this is an amazingly new and an innovative concept that we are bringing into the market, and this is called living billboards. Now, the difference between a green wall and a living billboard is that in a living billboard, you can convey your branding message by doing a combination of print and plant. As you can see in these pictures, there are live plants also, which are clearly visible, but at the same time, a portion of the billboard also has got printed surface. Now, the benefit of this is that any kind of a branding message can be conveyed. Now, a living billboard could be sitting outside a school and emphasizing that this is a green school. It could be sitting outside a corporate office and emphasizing that this company is supporting green sustainable initiatives. It could be installed outside a hotel and emphasize on the green branding of the hotel. Even in cities where there are high density traffic areas, installing living billboards can do one very fantastic thing, and that is the living billboards, besides conveying a marketing or a branding message, also act acts as a living air purifier. It is constantly purifying the air. So you're doing two things at the same time. You're conveying a branding message or a marketing message, but at the same time, you're purifying the air. And this is the reason why, in times to come, outdoor advertising is going to completely migrate to living billboards. If you're living in a flat, then we have a vertical vegetable gardening system, which enables you to grow vegetables, to grow organic herbs in your balcony. This is a very space efficient system. You can grow many herbs in your balcony. The only requirement is that your balcony should receive direct sunlight for at least 2 to 3 hours every day. And even if it is not receiving direct sunlight, there should be sufficient ambient sunlight. The school farming initiative is very close to our heart. I, as an entrepreneur, have this dream that I would like to educate every child about organic farming and to remind them about their roots. In order to support this initiative, even the CBSE has come out with a circular which says that it is mandatory for schools to create eco clubs. And in these eco clubs, the children should be taught how to grow plants. Now, in a school farming program, we can create a model organic farm on the rooftop or on the ground of the school. We can offer a train the trainer module for training the designated school teachers. And I've shared here some of the topics about which we can educate the children. The content and the duration of the course can be modified as per the requirement of the school. So we are very excited about this initiative, and we are reaching out to many schools across the country with our school farming program. We're very proud to share with you some of our eminent clients, and not just our eminent clients, some very eminent companies with whom we are associating, like EcoCollab. Along with EcoCollab, we are going to be present at the Green Building Congress in Hyderabad from 20th to 22nd October. As I said, we have over 1,500 customers in 25 cities, and we are happily counting. And we hope to see you at stall number 55A at the Green Building Congress, which is being held in Hyderabad by the Indian Green Building Council, 20th to 22nd October 2020. With that, I rest my presentation. Thank you very much for being patient listeners.
Thank you so much, Prateek, for this lovely presentation. It was very engrossing. I would first ask my attendees if you have any questions for Prateek, the Living Greens, right now.
Hi, Prateek. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah,
please go ahead.
Yeah, Manohar here. So, what you're doing for nutrition to the plants? When you're talking of organic crop care, especially the minerals, how do you handle that?
For nutrient management, and particularly for offering minerals to our plants, we are relying a lot on de-oiled cakes and poultry manure and bat manure. So these are the things that we are using for offering minerals to our plants. When I say de-oiled cakes, we are talking about neem, we are talking about castor, we are talking about mustard.
Okay. So now, especially when you look at the rooftop space, and if I look at your model as a national framework they're going, how do you handle the logistics? Because they are pretty bulky and relatively a low-cost commodity. So do you plan to supply it like from central locations or a decentralized procurement kind of a thing?
When we started Manohar, the intention was to have a central supply. And as I said, the entire portable farming system comes in a CKD form. It comes in pieces. It comes in a very small box. And all those components can be put together by referring to a self-installation video. So till now, our focus was D2C, that means direct to customer.
Correct.
And primarily because of the fact that the pandemic completely eliminated any possibility of having multiple stock points and having multiple presence. But now, as the market is opening up, we are very interested in creating franchisees. And these franchisees shall be acting as the regional stock points of our products. And they, in turn, shall be supplying it to the dealers in their area. So, from a centralized supply model, we'll be moving to a decentralized supply model.
I was just looking at one of your screen in which you showed 6 bottles for every day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like for a not so serious farmers, but still looking for a rooftop space and other thing, will it not be too heavy and activity for them to conduct?
So, as far as we have the conventional farming method, and then we have the living greens farming method. In the living greens farming method, on a daily basis, you have to do only 2 activities. One is switch on the drip motor, and the second is to do 1 organic spray every day. Now, in order to make it simple, we have put those stickers of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on the bottle so that you remember that on each day of the week, you have to do 1 organic spray. Now, the total duration required to do these 2 activities on a daily basis is 20 to 25 minutes. What we are saying is that you should be able to spare about 20 to 25 minutes for your plants every day. The weekend, there are 2 more activities that need to be done. One is what is called phytosanitation. Phytosanitation simply means the removal of all the yellow or dead leaves from your portable farming system and make sure that it is spick and span clean. And the second activity is taking a hoeing tool, what we call khurpi in Hindi, taking a hoeing tool and doing light hoeing 6 inches away from the stem of your vegetable plant. That is all that is required to grow organic vegetables on your rooftop. There is no need to sweat it out. It's not a time intensive process. It's not an energy intensive process. It's not even a money intensive process because very little amount of electricity is being used for running the drip irrigation system. And the organic input kit that I mentioned, this organic input kit will last for 4 months. So it's not that you're having a recurring expenditure every month. So our method of farming that we have innovated is a very simple and a very easy to do method of farming.
Thank you, Prateek. I also come from organic agrochemical background and I'm into manufacturing. So probably we can collaborate and we can probably make the things a little more simpler, at least in the input space. So we'll connect offline and see how we can help and we can make the living green protocols even simpler.
Sure, Manoj. I would love to connect with you because we are now in the process of adding a few more inputs in a plant protection kit and replacing some of the inputs because now we have manufacturers like you who are able to provide much more effective organic inputs than what were available a couple of years ago. So we are very open to including your
absolutely at this scale. These are the things because we had been managing farms or supplying to farmers with like hundreds of acres kind of in space with a non-toxic crop protection successfully. So I think that should help making the urban farming more efficient and probably getting down to maybe spraying once a week from an every day. So that will make a lot of life easier for them. The rest of the things can be done from drip. So that will be, I think, far more simpler and easier for them.
Sure. In fact, I would like to inform you about one more thing. Besides doing urban organic farming, we are now including one more thing in our strategy, and that is that we are also in the process of supporting peri-urban farmers. That means very small landholding farmers which are located within 50 kilometers of the city and who are growing seasonal vegetables that are coming into the city every day. So I'm sure your organic inputs would be very useful there also.
That is definitely yes. And I think we should not hijack the event with a one-to-one conversation and we can take it offline. Sure. Sorry, Anurti, for taking it longer.
Hey, not at all. We really enjoyed the conversation. It was nice, and it's good to know that you are also you also share similar interests with our speaker today. So over to you, Anamika, for the closing remarks, and then we can wind up and meet again for the next webinar.
Yeah, so I would also just like to inform Prateek that our one of our attendees has asked for your email ID and contact details as well. So we'll be sharing that. If there's any more questions, we'll take them now. We have about 3 to 5 minutes left, and then otherwise we'll just wind up. Yeah, so it seems like we don't have any more questions. It was fantastic presentation, Prateekji, I have to say. As always, even though we've heard you talk so many times, listening to the same thing is still always interesting. Because I don't know, your product is just that fantastic. So it's good to hear that you found common ground with an attendee of ours also, and we would love to see how that's taken forward. We'll be back again next week, the same time, introducing another company who will be participating with us at the Green Building Expo in Hyderabad. So thanks everyone for attending. This was a very great session, and we look forward to next week's session with our other partners. Thank you, Prateek ji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anamika.